Healthy self-love lives at the core of every happy person, every happy relationship, and every happy life. Yet, it's an aspect of human development that many people struggle with. And this is largely due to the system of reward and punishment that is widely used in most cultures throughout the world to socialize, condition us as we are growing up. The result of this style of socialization, unfortunately, oftentimes leads to self-rejection. And this self-rejection that's connected to this reward and punishment method of our early socialization that we experience is also what largely leads to our core wounds. It's important to remember that the journey of healing that we're on as awakening spiritual beings is meant to bring us to a state of being where we can return to self-love. We can return to empowered living. Healing leads to empowerment and embodiment so that we can live our lives to the fullest capacity. We don't want to get stuck in an endless cycle of just healing. We want to realize that the healing leads us to a return to self-love and empowerment. In this video, I'm going to share my top empowerment practices to support expanded self-love. Welcome back, friends. This is Carrie at HolisticPsychic.com, bringing you another video to support our collective journeys in spiritual awakening, healing, and empowerment. In today's video, I'm going to share my top empowerment practices to support deeper and expanded senses of self-love. Now, these practices that I'm sharing today are my core practices that I have utilized over the years and have found to be the most beneficial in regard to me coming into deeper and more expanded senses of self-love within my own life. I am going to leave my very favorite one till the end of the video, so make sure that you stay tuned to the full episode to catch all of the insights. The journey of self-love begins with inquiry, self-inquiry. We can start by doing a journaling exercise around self-love. Ask yourself the following questions. What does self-love mean to me? How aligned with my sense of self-love do I currently feel? How can I increase my self-love? And how can I deepen my connection with myself? Now, of course, some of the insights that I'm sharing with you today are going to influence awarenesses around these very questions, but I would still recommend that you do a little bit of a journaling exercise on your own so that you can bring whatever your ideas about self-love are that are lingering in the subconscious levels to the light of conscious awareness so that you can take what I'm sharing with you and customize it with your own perspectives, your own framing, so that you can gain the best results. You're going to take the insights that you've gained awareness of around how you can deepen your self-love or deepen your connection with yourself, and you're going to build space in your life every day for self-care that is specifically connected to your own unique ideas around how you can deepen your sense of self-love for yourself. So number 2 is self-care. Self-care is one of the most empowering practices that you can do for yourself that will lead to enhanced self-love. And we want to build self-care into our life every day, not just once a week or a few times a month. It's better to work towards weaving self-care sort of at the core of your day so that everything you're experiencing in your day is somehow connected to a feeling of self-love and self-care. I'm going to talk a little bit more about that part later on. Number 3, find your focus, set your priorities, and follow your dreams. This is something that only you can do for yourself. We all have our own unique goals. We all have our own unique dreams. We are the only ones that can proclaim to ourselves commitment around what our goals and dreams are. So finding your focus around your dreams, setting your priorities as you are committing to manifesting your dreams. When you've come to the point where you're doing that daily for yourself, each morning you're going to be excited to wake up, you're going to be excited about putting positive energy forward in your life, and that in and of itself, you giving yourself permission to be the one who's advocating for your goals and dreams is automatically going to lead to self-love. This is also connected to the fourth empowerment practice that I'm going to recommend, which is acknowledging and celebrating your successes. As you are on the journey of being committed to your goals and dreams and aligning your focus and attention in those directions, along the way, you're going to have successes. Things are going to manifest. You're going to be starting to check things off your list. Acknowledge and celebrate those things. The more you can acknowledge and celebrate the successes that you've had while pursuing your goals and dreams, the stronger of a message you're sending to your subconscious mind around your commitment to your goals and dreams, and your subconscious mind is going to begin to work towards your favor. The next empowerment practice that I'm going to share is this affirmation game that I play with myself. I call it the I am affirmation game. And what you do is you think of as many positive attributes that you can think of about yourself that you feel to be true. And you're going to let it be a stream of consciousness, and you're just going to say as many things as you possibly can. An example might be, I am light, I am love, I am creative, I am fun, I am truthful, I am happy, I'm exhilarated. Whatever keywords you can think of, make it a mindfulness practice to recite those things internally throughout the day. And a really good way to wrap up that practice when you feel complete with it is you can say to yourself, and I now choose to completely embody and emulate these qualities. This is a really good affirmation, or almost like a mantra practice that you can say for yourself. You can say it out loud if you want to, but sometimes saying affirmations and mantras silently is even more empowering. So the next empowerment practice that leads to self-love is around getting very clear on what your values are. Maybe make a list of the things that you value in different categories of your life. And if you need help with keywords, if you just do a Google search on life values and go to images, you'll see like a JPEG image will show up with different keywords that you can use for this exercise. I recommend making a list of what you value in every core area of your life. So family, friends, relationship, health, creativity, self-development, as many areas as you can think of, write down what you value. This is going to serve to bring values that might be influencing your thoughts and your behaviors in life on a subconscious level, and it's going to enable you to bring them to a conscious level. Now, what may happen as you're doing this is, as you're writing down values, you may discover that some of the values you're writing down are values that are coming from your socialization and conditioning, and not necessarily values that you choose to value as a free adult in the here and now. And so this also gives you the ability to rewrite some of those values. Let's say that you were conditioned to value that you should work 60 hours a week and always be working, but then in having some introspection, you realize, you know what, I don't value working myself to death. I value having more of a balance to my life. So you can use this example that I'm using here to walk yourself through this practice in assessing and maybe updating or upgrading and rewriting some of your values. The other benefit of this practice is that when you know clearly and consciously what your values are, you're less likely to overly compromise them. A lot of unhappiness that we experience in life is because of us unconsciously overly compromising our own values for the sake of people pleasing, which leads to codependent, unhealthy, toxic relationships, and we don't want that. So get clear on what your values are. Another exercise that I can recommend to you that is connected to the value thing, we're going to align this with the idea of you showing up for yourself as being the love of your life. Practice being your own sacred counterpart, your own sacred love. You show up and be the love of your life. Now, a really good way to practice this, whether you're currently in a relationship or not, ask yourself, what are the top 7 things that I value in a partner, a life partner? The reason you're doing this is because whatever you are desiring in a life partner really is a projection around what you are desiring to embody, activate, and exude and express from yourself. We're often attracted to qualities in other people that we have within ourselves, but that may have become a part of our shadow side. So if you can write down a list of the top 7 qualities you desire in a partner, and then be on the journey of asking yourself, how can I be a living embodiment of these qualities for myself? So, for example, if you desire a partner who is adventurous, how can you be more adventurous for yourself in your life? You don't have to wait for a life partner or a companion to show up to bring these qualities into your life. In fact, doing so is more of an unhealthy perspective around relationships. But if you know what the qualities are that you desire in a partnership, and you can see them as being a projection of aspects of yourself that you're longing for, that you feel disconnected from, and be on the journey of embodying those qualities and expressing those qualities yourself, you are going to be sharply dialed into deep, deep levels of self-love in no time. Trust me, it works. This is one of the core practices that I have done in my life and have found it to be tremendously transformative in the realm of my own self-love. The last thing I'm going to talk about today, which is my number 1 favorite self-love empowerment practice, is around boundaries. Now, boundaries is not about putting a wall up or pushing people away or constricting your energy. Boundaries, the way I look at it, is around establishing parameters, knowing what your goals are, knowing where your enthusiasms are, saying yes to those things, and saying no to things that are not aligned with that. One of the most empowering things that we can do is speak our truth. That means not saying yes when we mean no. And it means not saying no when we mean yes. Have the courage to establish the parameters that you choose for yourself in your life that feel aligned with what your goals and ambitions are, so that those things can happen, so that you can experience those things, or so that those things can manifest. Again, one of the more empowering things you can do for yourself is to live in alignment with that inner sense of integrity. I would say back in about 2013 is when I arrived at a point where I decided to really focus on my self-love. And this is one of the empowerment practices that I did. I woke up one day and I was like, you know what? I'm not going to do anything that I don't want to do anymore. And that put me on a journey of little by little, bringing into completion things that were distracting me from what I really wanted to be doing in life, things that were tying up my time, my focus, and my energy, that were not aligned with the lifestyle that I was choosing to create for myself, which freed up more space, more energy, more time for me to do the things that I love, like these videos. That's why this is my top empowerment practice. Having clear boundaries, having the courage to say yes when you mean yes, say no when you mean no. Don't fill up your life doing a bunch of things that you don't want to do for the sake of pleasing another person. Allow your choices to be based on what feels aligned for you in your life. And that doesn't mean to become self-centered or selfish, but you do want to be self-love oriented, placing your true sense of meaning and purpose at the center of your life, and allow your involvements to always be things that support that in the best ways that you can. I encourage all of you to work with these in whatever ways you feel inspired. Let me know in the usual place below how it's going for you. I'm super excited to hear how it goes. All right, guys, much love, and I'll see you in the next video. Blessings and namaste.